about being within yourself, being at one with nature, centering yourself, balance, harmony, protection.
Most important thing, because it's sacred space, we believe in confidentiality, is what is ever said there stays into the full moon ritual. My name is Wayne Davis. I am 55 years old. I work as a building services engineer, looking after offices, doing electrics, heating, plumbing, air conditioning. That's my day job. At night time we also have a coffee shop in Portsmouth which we run together, and I also do workshops of my shamanic path. My spiritual path started off many years ago, and it's a roundabout mountain pathway type thing where you take different branches. And as time moved on, pathways changed, and one day I mentioned that fact is where I used to drive past Stonehenge, any ancient burial grounds, my third eye chakra, which is here, used to get very painful. And when I mentioned this, it was said, oh, perhaps you should look at the shamanic sort of witchcraft path. Hence where I am now today. My beliefs and people can be quite interested. I've been told by my guys that I have to let people know what I do. But a scenario happened at work a few weeks ago was I have some tattoos on my arms. So I have a wolf tattoo here and a crow tattoo amongst others. So I was at work fixing someone's electrics, and the lady asked me, what is the meaning of tattoos? Because most people have tattoos, have a meaning. And I said, well, I work with the animal spirit world, and these are my power animals. And she said, oh, what are you then? I said, I'm a shamanic witch. Well, the girl sat next to her went white and coughed, which is quite amusing. The media can have a negative impact for us, which is going back to when the Wickham side and Gerald Gardner, because a lot of his work in the covens, it was advertised the fact that he used to do it all naked. Everyone thinks that when you have a witch's coven or a full moon ritual we go to, that we all get naked and we all make love under the full moon. That doesn't happen. Not in the events I go to and the rituals. Some groups probably do that sort of thing, but when you see a program on TV, the first thing they mention about is we all get naked. 5 years ago, after doing various workshops and courses, I actually was off sick at work. I had too much stress, and I came to with the paramedics looking over me. Luckily, it wasn't nothing serious. When my body gets too stressful, it does shut down. So I sort of hit the floor. It's happened once or twice. So I was on sick for a month from stress, and was travelling down to go camping in Weymouth, where we decided that we would open a spiritual coffee shop. I find using the witchcraft side, the spells and the Reiki has really helped when times have been really hard. When we first opened, it was really quiet in here, so my day job was supporting all the work. But by having the support of actually going, asking for help from spells, from the gods and goddesses, and using Reiki for the healing ourselves and keep ourselves grounded, where all we want to do is sort of run away, but we have techniques where we can put our roots into the ground, hold ourselves steady, and call on our friends as well. It's been a great help.
My name's Helen Craddock and I live in Eastleigh, Hampshire. I'm 48 years of age, originally from Wales, so lots of Celtic in my blood. I work for a commercial drainage company in Hampshire, and basically that means we do drainage maintenance for surface water and foul water in corporate or commercial style buildings, car parks, industrial estates, that type of thing. I don't think I ever found out about it, but when I was very small, like I mentioned just now, I was born and bred in Wales, and we used to climb the mountain. I literally lived on the side of a mountain, which was great. And we climbed the mountain. I must have been about 7 or 8, and we were playing in a little quarry there, and I found a stone with a raven on it. When I took it home and showed my mum, and I was very proud of it, it was all hushed. It's like, oh, don't worry about that, it's nothing, don't worry, and kind of brushed under the carpet. But bearing in mind that was over 40 years ago, I still remember it really clearly. And even then I was intrigued because I knew that it held some sort of symbolism. But over the last 15 years where I've been involved in mediumship and spiritualism, the two are very intertwined, although very separate. So along my journey of that part of my life, I've met other people that, oh, I'm a witch. And not that they say it like that, they'd hate me for saying that. But that's kind of intrigued me, which is why I decided quite a few months ago now that that was the path that I wanted to follow. This kind of just feels right because it's about being within yourself, and for me that sits within my soul, if you like. These days the reaction that you get is actually one of intrigue. More often than not, people are really excited about it and inquisitive about it and ask intelligent questions. There are the odd few, and yeah, you do get asked things like, you're familiar, for example, where does that feed on you? Where's your witch mark? You get the odd one that asks if you go skyclad and those type of things. But generally, it's positive. You know, some people find release in having a drink at the end of the day, or going for a run, which is probably what I should do, but I'm not. But for me, just centering myself and taking myself out into nature, sitting amongst the trees or by the water, or just even sitting by my altar where I've got elements of those things so that I can put myself there. Yeah, absolutely, it's a release. But I mean, my extended family, so my parents, think it's great. They're very open-minded about it. Other parts of my family, not so much, but that's fine. That's fine. This year's been a particularly tragic year in my family. It makes you remember that life is precious, and therefore you have to, you have to remember who you are. You know, you get so wound up in life and you just run at 1,000 miles an hour and you forget what's important is family, friends, and good times. It's really, really easy to get wrapped up in work. And I don't just mean my physical work, I mean other work that I do as well. So for me, this was a conscious decision to say, like I've said a few times now, stop, slow down, reflect, be positive, be a better person than I was yesterday. So.
So tonight we did the full moon ritual, celebrating the full moon, which is we follow the moon, the cycles. Tonight was a different one. We did it with the Egyptian god and goddesses. Most covens that will stick to their traditional rituals, but for us, we encourage everyone to bring their own rituals in.
As you know, it's new for me, so there was a lot of new things tonight that I've never experienced before. So, yeah, it was quite a long meditation, and it's very cold. But nevertheless, when we got to the destination of where she was talking to us, you still give off those intentions, and we'll see what happens.
It's a good time to write things down to burn. So, if you've got past issues with family or friends or a situation, and you can't actually speak your truth, good time to do is actually write it down. When you come to the full moon ritual, just burn it. But as you said tonight, it's all about enjoying ourselves. It's not seriousness. It's all about enjoying. It's a celebration of the full moon. So it's
celebration of getting through another month.
Yes, it's not a sombre event. So some covens will be very sombre.
You collectively create this positive energy where you're all sending out the same and building the same energy. And because there's so many of you, it just creates this positive energy. And we just set an intention to send that out.
Meistens startet Eier, er geht mit Kaffee in